I opened up a store to paint Space Marines in any way you wanted and donated the proceeds to charity. Hey everyone, you're watching Squidmar Miniatures, I'm Emil, and the start of this year, 2020, have been a quite crazy year. It started off amazing. 2020 was the year of excitement, entered a new decennium, and I was just hyped doing YouTube stuff, and then the virus hits. I had so many fun projects planned, and now just everything feels so trivial in comparison to what is happening. And I'm really incredibly lucky that I am able to work from home and that I have a healthy family. But not everyone is in such a good situation that I am. A lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people lost their loved ones, their family members, and there's just so much news from around the world of people being in desperate situations, starving, and I felt this urge that I needed to do something. I can't paint miniatures. So I decided I would open up a store and paint Space Marines in any way people wanted, whatever random colors that would be, and sell them for 35 bucks and donate all of the money to a charity that's close to my heart. And I put up this ad on my social media and on my Patreon asking if anyone wanted to be part of this, and in an hour I had 20 requests and I had 10 Space Marines that I picked up on a Facebook buy and sell group. And a few hours later I had 60 requests of people who wanted me to paint Marines for them and they wanted to donate money. Thanks everyone who submitted to me asking to be part of this. I'm sorry I didn't have time to reply to all of you, but I'm super grateful for it. We have the first Marine and it's for the green ambulance theme. 1 hour is not a lot of time to paint a mini, but for me to be able to make this video and not for it to take 5 days, I need to cut some corners, but let's just get started. So the first order that I got was actually from one of my patrons, Ninian. He's from New Zealand and he had this idea of a Marine based on the St. John's ambulance. And he wrote to me, even if the colors are terribly ugly, he wanted me to do something to kind of pay tribute to them, to the work that they're doing in their community. And he also told me that St. John's have ambulances all over the world. I don't know if this is true, maybe you can tell me in the comments, but I thought it was a great idea. It was for a great cause. And as we keep painting, I wanted to talk a little bit about why I decided to donate the money to a charity helping those in abusive relationships. And I think a lot of you have read the reports from around the world about people in these relationships having increased during this crisis, and that the issue has actually become more widespread and that more people are suffering from domestic abuse. And as for myself, I've had relatives who have been in abusive relationships where both the children and the partner have been in harm's way and been forced to go into hiding to escape the violence or abuse from this partner. So these reports have really struck a nerve with me, and it made me realize how urgent these problems have become for a lot of people. And I know there's a lot of other people suffering. I know there's 100 different charities that can help people. I just thought that for me, this was the thing that was closest to heart, and this was something that I wanted to support. And I can't imagine being locked indoors 24/7 with your worst enemy, not even being able to go to work for a few hours to get away or go to school if you're a child. So really this is something that I really wanted to support, so that's where the money is going this time. And I know there's 100 different charities out there that need money right now. There's people who need money for food, etc. And if you want to support one of those, I strongly recommend you to spare a few dollars to help those in need. So yeah, this is what I came up with after painting this Space Marine. I tried to get like a simplified version of the logo on the shoulders as well, and I had a lot of fun doing these bright green colors. And it was kind of a test to see how fast I could paint it. This was longer than 1 hour, so hopefully I can speed it up as I progress. So it's time for Marine number 2. On Facebook I got this message from Mark. He's been painting Marines with his daughter and printed out one of these coloring pages for Marines, and she made a really funny green and purple Marine, and I thought it was super cute. And he asked me if I could give my take on her Marine, and of course I could. So we started with a dark green and then worked our way up to sort of a matte green. And on the shoulders and knee pads, of course, we made the purple tone that she had on hers as well. So this is what we ended up with. Second one done. Green and purple pinkish tones. I spent about twice as long on each mini so far, but I think I'm getting a hold kind of what techniques I need to use to paint them faster. So hopefully the coming ones will be faster, so I don't have to spend a whole week just to paint 10 Space Marines. But it's for a good cause, so it's okay if it takes a little bit longer. And the next one is kind of funny. There's this Finnish guy who wants me to paint the Finnish Lions, which is the Finnish hockey team. Marine number 3. Joni from Finland is just like me, a real hockey fan. And naturally, as he's a Finn, he has to ask his natural-born enemy, the Swede, to paint a Finnish hockey team Space Marine. God damn you, Joni. Jokes aside, the Finnish national hockey team has such a strong history and I really like this challenge. So I decided to print out a few photos of the Finnish national team, and the more photos that I looked at, the more sad I got from all the times that they've beat us. But you know what? It's okay. Kasper Kapanen, that overtime goal that you did against Russia, it's okay. I'd rather have my neighbors win, I guess. It was a fun exercise. I never painted a white marine before, so that was fun. And on the shoulder pad, I did a sigil from the Finnish lion that they have on their chest. I took the sword and the crown that it has and made sort of a logo on the shoulder pad to kind of pay tribute to the Finnish lion. All in all, I think this was a super fun challenge. I really like the colors of this one. I think I could seriously see myself paint a color scheme of Space Marines like this. So Joni, thanks for the challenge and thanks for helping me donate to charity. Number 4. The most requested marine out of all that I got was a rainbow marine. And why a rainbow marine, you might ask? Well, from what I've heard across the world, and I think it started in the UK, the rainbow has become somewhat of an icon for all of those people working in the healthcare system. And for that, I think it's a great idea to make a rainbow marine. This specific one was actually for one of my patrons who wanted to give it to his girlfriend, and this was the reference photo that I got. It's a fantastic pink marine with a rainbow shoulder pad. So of course, this was a brilliant way to thank all of the people out there working in the healthcare system. We're super thankful for what you're doing right now. Speaking a little bit about painting this pink marine, it was one of the most challenging ones. Actually, I had a really tough time giving it this nice pink tone to it. In the end, I think I ended up with something decent and it's a fun one. And I think the most important thing to take away here is the message. It's what it stands for, and make sure to thank those who you know who are working hard, risking their lives to keep me safe and my family safe and your family safe. Marine number 5. Ooh! We're getting close. I got a message on Facebook from Marcus, a guy who's been quite active in the Facebook group that we have, the Squidmar's Squid family, where you can post work or just share interesting miniatures or stories or whatever. And Marcus has always been a fan of ladybugs, and his nephews had made these awesome ladybugs, and he asked me if I could paint a ladybug Space Marine, and this was too much of a fun challenge to not accept. I have no idea how a ladybug Space Marine would look, so it was worth trying. And a fun fact, Marcus had this 40-year-old magnetized ladybug that he has on his fridge, and 40 years old. I think this one needs a companion, so a ladybug Space Marine it is. It ended up looking quite close to like a blood angel, but with these like black patterns on the shoulders and knee pads, but that's okay, I'll take it. I think it was a cool challenge and I liked how it ended up looking. So I'm 5 minis in, I'm taking a day's break, and the desk right now is a mess. First one I'm gonna do is this one, another one for a viewer's kid. So I guess it's purple and pink time. Let's go. Marine number 6. Daniel had this discussion with his kid about how she wanted her marine to look. So he colored this marine amazingly with pink and purples and magenta colors. But to me, this would take a little bit too much time to highlight everything in a separate color tone. Yeah, the purple, the pinks and the magentas. So I took him up on his offer to do my own take on this marine. I started with a deep purple and then I went up to magenta and then pink highlight. And it's quite funny how this one ended up being actually one of my favorite ones. It's a super vibrant purplish marine. I love it. Boom! Marine number 7. So this request I thought was kind of funny. Carl asked me to make up my own marine, and that seemed like too fun not to take up on that chance. And I've never seen a red and green marine. I don't know if there is one. I'm quite bad with the lore of Space Marines, but I thought green shoulder pads, green kneecaps, and then a red marine. Those are colors that complement each other incredibly well. So I started off by doing like a really vibrant red using red ink from P3. It was almost too vibrant and glossy, so I had to matte it down a bit with varnish. And then I did green shoulder pads. Mood green. And I'm actually surprised how much I like this. I really think that it looks good, but yeah, I maybe wouldn't do a whole army this way. It's a bit too poppy maybe. I don't know, what's your opinion on this? Marine number 8 was requested by Carmen, and she had read this 40k lore bit about story based on a space marine 10,000 years ago was fighting against chaos demons, and this natural disaster hit the world. A gigantic volcano erupted, and then flashing back 10,000 years in the future, and this rumor starts circulating about this man of rock and fire walking around the area, and people swear by seeing this lone soldier patrolling the area. So here's my take on that. Lava rock space marine, kind of more something that you'd see maybe in Age of Sigmar rather than 40k, but I thought it was a cool project, so I did my best, and this is what we got. Marine number 9. I was asked by Declan to paint a marine to honor the public health service in the UK, the NHS. And I asked him to send some of the photos of their scrubs, and I ended up going with like the blue and gray one, but I wanted to do something that's sort of inverse to what I did with the Finnish hockey team one. So the main color would be like the blue, and then I have the gray details. And I really hope you like this one, Declan, and a huge shout out to the UK and I guess world healthcare workers as well. Thanks everyone again for what you're doing. Marine number 10. This marine is unique. Tristan told me he wanted to make a donation but didn't need a miniature. He wanted me to color one of these marines on paper in the ugliest color scheme that I could think of and send him a photocopy, and this would be enough for him. So Tristan, you're gonna get your colored marine. Boom. And Tristan, here goes. I haven't colored in 35 years. That's not true, I'm not even 35, but maybe 25 years. Marine number 11. Jamie and his wife work in the Irish police force and wanted to honor his co-workers and the work that they do in this crisis helping people. And just like people working in healthcare, the police is an extremely vital part for the society, and at least here in Sweden I'm very grateful for the work that they do protecting the citizens and helping out where it's needed. So here's a marine honoring the Irish police force. And you know, apparently I'm terrible at maths. I accepted one too many marines. Luckily I found a marine in my box of shame of unpainted miniatures. So I really need to learn how to count because it ended up taking way more time than I had thought spending on this, but it's okay, it's for a good cause. Manas is one of the many people in the world that's been affected by the havoc that cancer leaves behind. And similar to Corona, cancer leaves everyone affected by this. And to bring light to this, he wanted a lavender marine for all of those patients and the families that fight the disease every day. And to represent this, we have a lavender purple space marine fighting the cancerous I don't know, something. I don't know, it's a cool marine and it's purple, and he wanted to honor, I guess, those he knows and everyone out there who's struggling with cancer and are affected by it in some way. So I thought it was a quite fitting way to end this video, and yeah, painting some deep purple tones and highlighting it with like a lavender, and it's done. Boom! And look how many fun, unique Space Marine chapters I've painted over the last week, and fantastically enough, I've amassed a total of 3,500 crowns that's been donated to this charity for Kvinnojouren in Sweden, as well as 35 euro for Women in Exile, $10 to Global Action Fund, and $100 to National Coalition Against Domestic Violence. So friends, that's it for this video. I will add a few links in the video description to different charities who help those in domestic abuse relationships, as well as a few charities who help children so they don't have to go hungry during this crisis. So guys, that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like so this video gets spread out to more people and we can raise more awareness, I guess, to all of these causes that we've been talking about, and maybe get more people to donate to these charities in the video description. So until next video, have a great day. Bye. Many booms. Boom. 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 Boom.